My name is Judge Isaac Parker. I was a judge over the Western District for many years. I have the privilege of knowing and working with Bass Reeves for many years. He was born in July of the year of 1838 in Crawford County, Arkansas. He was not sure of the day in July, but thought it was towards the end of the month. He passed away January 12, 1910 in Muskogee, Oklahoma at the age of 71. Bass was born into slavery and worked as a farm laborer until the end of the Civil War. He served in the Confederate Army for 3 years. After his service to the Confederate Army, Bass settled in the Indian Territory. During his time living in the Territory, he befriended and lived among several tribes of the Territory, including the Seminole and Creeks. He became fluent in 5 languages as well as a very skilled tracker and hunter. Bass learned to live off the land and honed his skills with firearms. He always told me he was fast and accurate with a pistol, but was only fair with a rifle. I know for a fact Bass was banned from competing in all the local turkey shoots, so I suspect he was better than fair with a rifle. Following the Emancipation Proclamation, Bass returned to his birthplace of Van Buren, Arkansas. He became a landowner and was a successful farmer and a rancher. In 1864, Bass married the love of his life, Nellie Jenny. The two had 10 kids, 5 boys, and 5 girls. His life took a dramatic turn when the United States government moved the Western District Court that oversaw Indian Territory to Fort Smith, Arkansas. Bass's reputation as a skilled tracker and his first-hand knowledge of the Indian Territory made him a prime candidate for United States Deputy Marshal. He was one of the first deputies I hired as the new judge tasked with cleaning up the Indian Territory. Bass was the first black U.S. Deputy Marshal west of the Mississippi. Deputy U.S. Marshal Bass Reeves served our nation in this capacity for 30 years. During his tenure, he arrested over 3,000 felons. He was forced to use deadly force 14 times. Although never shot himself, he did have his hat and gun belt shot off him on separate occasions. Deputy Reeves became a very close personal friend to me and was my go-to guy for all the tough ones. You know, most people never know that Deputy Reeves never learned to read and write. That never stopped him from serving his arrest warrants or legal documents. One of the low points in his life was when he had to arrest his son Benny for murdering his wife. Benny served 13 years in Leavenworth Prison and credits his dad with saving his life. By arresting him, the dead attest to the code that Deputy Reeves lived by. He was a man that carried out duty to the best of his ability and treated all people with the same fairness, but if you broke the law, you were going to jail. He was a man of honor and integrity that dedicated his life to serving the people of the United States. Following his retirement from the U.S. Marshal Service, Deputy Reeves served as a Muskogee police officer for a few years. Deputy United States Marshal Bass Reeves will be interned at the Agency Cemetery in Muskogee, Oklahoma, on the banks of the Arkansas River. I would like to leave you with a scripture from the book of Matthew, chapter 6, verse 9. Blessed are the peacemakers, for they will be called children of God.